Welcome back, folks. Another episode of Firewood Doctor. As you can see by these wood chips, I tried out this little saw first before I start up the video. It's the Greenworks GS110. It's supposed to be Greenworks commercial grade saw. It has a low and a high power mode. As long as it goes into high power, it'll power through anything. It's just slower than a gas one. But we'll see here. This is, my gas one died, 25cc saw. It cuts fine. It's just a little slower than I like. See, that's the only drawback, is if it's not running in high power mode, it'll stall. And you gotta let off both triggers all the way so you can restart it. Did the battery just die on me? Well, I made a few cuts. Well, still got half charge. I don't know what the deal is here. I don't know why it stalls out. I'm not pushing it that hard. So it'll have to do, get this job done. Here's a cherry. This is box elder, so we'll see how it does here. It cuts through it. Life of me, I just can't figure out why it stalls like that. The chain is sharp. It's throwing chips for what it is. Main purpose of this video is to see how many battery charges it takes. I started with 3 lights. It's down to 2. As you can see, it does not like to be pushed at all. Let's just take these over to the rack right away. It cuts fine, it runs fine for the most part. For the life of me, I just can't figure it out why it stalls so easily. And I'm not even pushing on it, really. Which I think is in part why they discontinued this model and have the 48 volt version of it. When I checked online for a replacement for my 25cc saw that died in the last video, it didn't even have a chance to run. To get one like it, $159, and I have to buy the bar and chain yet. Unless I go online and find a cheap one on Amazon, and then you still got to pay shipping sometimes. So it could be anywhere from $120. I'd have to check at Amazon Prime with a bar and chain, or it could be upwards of $180 to get the John Cutter one that I mentioned. Yeah, the Echo one is, you're looking at $350 to $370 roughly for a top handle saw. And if you want the their Pro model 2511T, you're looking at $450. So $350 to $450, and they got 4 saws in that price range. And they'll probably perform way better than this one ever will. So the main thing is to see how many battery charges it takes to do a load like this, because in the load of logs I got, there's a lot of them that are not that great to be bucking in a pile. So I'm looking at the best option for processing those logs. I'm going to cut them in half there, bring them here, and finish cutting them in half, or cut them up. You know, I could put a yard light on, and well, this one's looks like about 6-inch box elder, so we'll see how it does here. Probably asking way more of this saw than I should be. That's what irritates me. Otherwise, I wouldn't get a gas saw. I would use this one just for doing a load of logs. Like I get all my work done for the day in the wood yard, and then bring home a load of this stuff to process here. So I don't know. Yeah, these are, well, so what if it's 18 inches? It's just going to go a hole into my fire pit anyway. Now, if I was selling these to a customer, I'd want to be a little more precise. With it cold out here, I don't know what kind of performance I'm going to get. The battery's warm, it's been inside. The saw has been outside in the shed. This is the part that irritates me. I don't know why it does this. And it infuriates me because I like the job the saw does. It's just infuriating how long it takes it to do its job. You know, it's that stalling out issue that you just saw again. It's just so dang irritating and infuriating. For what he paid for this saw, good thing I didn't pay a retail on it. Retail was $300. I got it on sale for $200, so I'm glad I didn't pay full price for this thing. I'd be really mad. Instead of walking back and forth, I'll just start chucking the pieces over there. Really? I gotta sit and wait. It's got a chain brake. Got one bar left. It should at least fire up. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that it stalls and then you gotta wait for the saw to decide to cooperate again. I mean, it makes me enough of mad enough to throw it out. You don't have this problem with a gas one. Battery beats gas. Not with this hunk of junk. So I'm going to spare you the rest of the details on and stuff and sawing, and I'll report back to how many times it needs to be charged to do this job. Okay, this is all the wood I've cut. You can see the shiny end from that piece. That was the end of a log. And all these down there, that's all I cut on 3/4 of a battery charge. It had 3 lights, so it could have been nearly half. Now I got to charge before I can continue. 3 years later, not just kidding, 4 battery charges later, I got all that wood done. From here, all the way down. This is probably a little over 5/8, 3/4 face, 3/4 of a face cord, at least 5/8. All this wood on the tailgate, plus the bit I stacked from this battery charge, may have been about 1 row in the truck. And I started cheating too. Off camera is like, say a piece like this that's say 18 inches. If another piece would have been 18, I'd just cut it in half instead of a little nub to save on cuts. You know, little nubs like this one. I quit cutting those off just to save battery charge. Yeah, it's this Greenworks Commercial GS110 really stinks on cut performance. But I was also cutting some big stuff like this that it clearly does not have the power or what it was meant to do. It was more meant to do stuff like this. Stuff like this, it cuts at a decent rate. Not as fast as I'd like, but it cuts fast enough to do the job for, say, like something like the average homeowner. You know, and it doesn't cut too fast where it's going to scare the average homeowner. But as far as going out and doing work, the other brands I'm sure are better, got to be better, like Husqvarna, Steel, Echo. Their top handle's got to be way better. This is one of the first generations of Greenworks Commercial top handle, so I'm sure the newer ones are better. The 48 volt one has got to be way better, because this one stinks. Sometimes when pulling the trigger it is like dead, like the battery is dead. You know, and at times it seemed like it had like 2 power levels, a low and a high. And if it ran high power, it never stalled in the cut. This one, at the slightest provocation, it stalls out. So I'm thinking it was like something with a glitch in one of the overload sensor or something. And I cut it all. Chain is still sharp, and it ran. It took the 4th battery charge to finish that. So ready for prime time. Not this older generation. I might just keep it around for cutting up a couple of branches and like kindling and stuff that come down, you know, from trees around here. I might save it for that. But yeah, as far as regular work, nah, it just not going to do it, especially for firewood production. It would take way too many batteries. Oh, and this is only a 2.5 amp hour battery, so a bigger battery is going to get more done, but it's also going to be more weight. And this thing weighs probably it weighs several pounds more than the gasoline counterpart, which I would get the gasoline one if you're going to do anything full-time work with it. So till next time, folks, take care, get out there, do something, but have fun doing it, and make sure you get the right tool for the right job. For this job, it is not the right tool, you know, if you want to get it all done like right away. But yeah, it is what it is.